Chelsea. So I'll just go on them quickly. They are splashing the cash, to say the least. Their new owner, Todd Bowley, is trying to leave his mark on his team. They've bought every man on his dog this season. Fofana, Kukurea, Sterling, Koulibaly. Now they're spending like over $100 million on Enzo Fernandez. Great player. Great player. I don't think that's the issue there. That's any issue there, sorry. Aubameyang, I didn't like that when it happened. And the issue is still there for Chelsea. They do not have a striker. They do not have a striker who can score them goals. I don't understand how they have 20 goals this season. Here's teams with fewer goals than Chelsea this season. Crystal Palace, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, Everton, Southampton, and Wolves.
And where are those teams in the
They're
table?
all below them.
Huh.
All below them. Nobody in the top half has... United have the fewest goals in the top half of 27. So for Chelsea to catch up, they would have to score 10 more goals to catch up. The only thing that's saving them is they don't concede a lot. 18 goals allowed this season.
Fair.
They've got a good... Defensively, they're good. Thiago Silva is leading that back line very well. But for me, buy a striker. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for? It is so blatantly clear that the issue is you cannot score goals. You have everything else.
Well, Ronaldo was sitting right there for free.
They could have had him for free. Yeah. Well, I don't know if I want to talk about Ronaldo. Today, I haven't got to that point yet in the show where I'm scrambling for stuff. But Kai Havertz has 4 goals. Okay? He's never been like a prolific goal scorer. You kind of know like he wants to be the guy that sits behind the striker to help out a little bit.
Yeah.
Or sends in the wingers and stuff, and it's just not working. Sterling has 4 goals. He was supposed to come in and help out your goal situation. I would say he has to an extent. Like he has 4 goals as a winger, center striker, whatever you kind of want to call him. Mount has 3. Juninho has 2, both penalties. And then everyone else just has 1. Aubameyang has 1 goal this season. Reece James, 1 goal. Conor Gallagher, Pulisic. Like, that's not good enough. And the fact they're just going out and spending money on... Hey, I'm not saying Enzo Fernandez is a bad signing. Because he's obviously not. But the issue lies with who's Enzo Hernandez passing the ball to send him through and give him goals? The answer is nobody.
Kai Havertz?
Yeah, because every striker you buy just dwindles away. Strikers go to die at Chelsea. There has not been one striker that has been legit since Didier Drogba.
Yeah.
I literally can't think of any. Torres died there.
Yeah.
Timo Werner wasn't great there.
And you know, it's funny. I pulled up
Lukaku?
Werner as well. Oh, Lukaku too. Like
Yeah,
that
fell
he's
apart.
Lukaku. I'm looking at Timo Werner. Want to know something funny in league play?
Diego Costa. That's who I was thinking
Yes.
of. That's what I was
Yes, that's a good call.
Yeah.
Who's in the Premier League?
He's back. He's back. Yeah.
I'm looking at Timo Werner's stats. In the Bundesliga alone, 4 goals. Champions League, 2 goals. The DFB Pokal, 3 goals. And in the Nations League, he had 2 goals as well for Germany. All told this year, 11 goals.
For Werner.
For Timo Werner.
I'm telling you. Sorry, I missed one other striker. Tammy Abraham.
Oh, yeah.
But
there
guess
you
what
go.
they did? They sold him for Kai Havertz.
Yeah, exactly. And how did Tammy Abraham do last year?
He had a very good
Saudi?
season.
Yep.
He was the last... Tammy Abraham, I'm just going to check this one more time. Yes. Tammy Abraham was the last striker to score more than 10 goals in the Premier League for Chelsea, and that was in 2020.
Wow.
So that's been, I guess... We're in the 3rd season now.
That's a shame.
I don't see there's nobody scoring 10 goals on their team this year as a striker because they don't have one.
Yeah.
But before that, Hazard had his kind of little run there, 16 goals, but again, not a striker. The highest scoring striker in 2019 were Morata and Higuain with 5 each. Forgot Morata even played for them, to be honest.
too.
Before that, Morata had 11 in the season. And then... Close to him was Giroud at 7.
Shout out Giroud
Shout
playing
out
at Chelsea
Giroud.
too.
Plays for the biggest clubs in the world.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
Literally, and then he's going to go to LAFC.
I feel there's nobody... Graham Potter is David Moyes.
Oh.
And I hate to say it.
Why?
in the sense of he was at a club where he was overachieving in Brighton. David Moyes did it for years, did it for much longer with Everton. Goes to United. Fans are already on top of him for Potter at Chelsea, and they want him gone. Has he been there 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like the World Cup went on longer
Give or
than,
take.
and then Graham Potter's actually managed games for Chelsea. So it's just like, holy smokes! Like that result against Forest was poor. Nottingham Forest. Like I know it was at home and everything, but like, come on.
It's still Forest who lost 3-0 to United the game before.
Yep.
Like,
So this was Chelsea had an opportunity to start this next part of the season with a couple of wins. They beat Bournemouth 2-0. Good, well done. Come back from the break. Havertz and Mount both get the goals. Havertz only had 3 goals before the break.
really?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. And then you draw against Forest. These are their next run of games. City tomorrow at home at Stamford Bridge. Then you have your derby match against Fulham. Derby matches aren't easy. Fulham have been good this season. They're actually higher than you in the table.
Mm-hmm.
Palace, who just got battered today, they've had a piss poor start since coming back to. What did they lose? They lost, I know they beat Bournemouth, but they lost 3-0 to Fulham as well at home. So both their home games they've lost 3-0 and 4-0. They got red cards in that Fulham game, so maybe that changes it a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
After Palace, you have Liverpool, then you have Fulham again, then you have West Ham. And then, you know what, just to add on it, you have Southampton, who's already beat you this season, then you play Tottenham. Oh, boy.
How far can they fall?
I don't think they'll get close to Champions League this year.
Yeah.
They are already 8 points back. Sorry, 10 points back of United. 10 points back of United. They do have a game in hand. They've only played 16 games, whilst the most in the league, like Newcastle played 18.
Oh, okay.
So got a couple of games in hand, which gets you right back in there, I suppose. But also, it's not easy.
No.
It's not easy at all. So
My final thing with Chelsea is the injuries too. We talk about injuries with Liverpool. I think they're in it worse. Or I think Chelsea's in it worse than Liverpool. Fofana's out, Chilwell, Reece James, N'Golo Kante, and Broja went down as well.
that sucked.
Yeah.
That was a tough one. He looked promising. He was really good with Southampton.
Yeah.
When he was there. But my only counter to that would be, Brett, is so who were the full? You said Reece James and Chilwell both out. Well, you spent all that money on Cucurella.
True.
He should be good enough to slide. This is a fairly deep squad in certain areas, especially defensively. Like if Thiago or Koulibaly go down, sure, you got a bit of a hole there. But fullbacks, Azpilicueta is your club captain, not where he was, but an experienced player, and then Cucurella, who is what? He's very young. He's not very young, was he? He's 24.
He's 24.
He's 24.
Really?
So yeah, I don't buy that much with them as much as I did with Liverpool.
Fair. See, and I'm trying to find how they normally line up here, because if I'm not mistaken, Cucurella doesn't necessarily start too often.
No, he doesn't play a lot. He started the last match. So I'll go back to the first game of the season. They had Mendy was in goal, back three of Koulibaly, Thiago Silva, Azpilicueta, and the wing back were Chilwell and James. Centre mids, Kante's been a loss for them. There's no denying that.
Yeah.
But he shouldn't be that big. Shouldn't be a massive hole.
Well, he's not that big.
He's not. He's a small man. Great football player. Janino, Conte in the middle. Sterling, Mount as your kind of wingers, attacking mids, whatever you want to call them. And Kai Havertz as your number 9. It's a good team. It's a very good team.
It
this
should
team
be.
Should, especially at the start of the season when you had Thomas Tuchel was your manager.
Yes.
You should be competing for the league.
And then they fire him and they go, and they're still continuing here. They must be sitting there going, oh, like we had Tuchel. Cucurella has started in the starting 11 81% of the time so far. So has had 72% of the minutes.
There you go. So out of those 3 teams, this is how I'll wrap up the question. One out of so I guess we'll leave Leicester out of it because they're just what they are. Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea. Who's underachieving the most?
Chelsea.
Those 3 teams. Who has the most capability of bringing it back and finishes in the season successfully?
Liverpool, and the one reason why, and we didn't talk about this, is Jurgen Klopp.
Yeah, maybe it's the issue.
That is the other
The
thing
year
that I was going to
seven,
mention too.
the year 7 of Klopp. He's
Mm-hmm.
not been good. He's not been good at many teams. My answers are Chelsea and Chelsea.
Oh,
I'm gonna go double whammy.
Mm.
I think Graham Potter is a good enough manager to turn this around.
Right.
The World Cup break came at like a bit of an awkward time, but if you actually look back, I'm just trying to find his exact record here with Chelsea. Let's see here. So he, okay, first game is against Salzburg. So they drew, but then they only conceded like they draw against Liverpool, beat Milan in Champions League twice, beat Wolves, beat Villa, didn't concede, drew against United, lost 1-0 to Arsenal, lost 2-0 to City in the Cup, lost to Newcastle. Like it's been like this like last 5 games of the actual like before even like take the World Cup out of it. That 5-game gap, it's just been a bit of a struggle with them. But I think they'll turn it around. I think they got a good squad.